Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
From R&A Music.
That's right.
Your favorite mom and pop guitar shop, music lesson studio. You're not wearing one. Deep in the heart of Texas.
I forgot.
This is where we're at. It's time for another episode of Ask R&A. Let's go. Welcome back for all you regular legendary people. And if you're new here, we have a little music lesson studio in a small town. And we sell guitars and stuff and things sometimes when we're not busy teaching lessons. And there's 1,000 Texas trucks driving right by the shop.
Woo!
Anyways, if you want some swaggy swag, like a t-shirt or a cup or some leggings or something like that, link down in the description of this video. Go down there and get you a t-shirt or a cup or something.
Yeah.
It's a great way to support the channel if you like what we do. And yeah, so we answer questions.
That's true.
Amongst other things.
Other things, yeah.
And now this is episode number 375
Woo!
of Angela and I answering questions.
That's right.
And we're married to each other.
That's right.
In case you're wondering. First question, Brian Strauser, what is Wimberley and San Marcos? Last week we were talking about the heart and lungs and parts of Texas, right?
Yeah.
He says, I see Ozzy is hanging it up. How many years do you think we have left with the stars of the 60s through 80s? Friendships are truly tested when your drunk friend pukes on your shoes. Do you have any custom CMGs in the future? Batman, he's human and vulnerable. Hashtag mighty. Covered a lot of, Brian got some answers and some comments on last week's video and a question.
Love it.
All right. The big news. The news. News. We're gonna. The news, I guess, last week was that Ozzy Osbourne finally retiring from touring.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, because he had an accident like a year ago, messed up his spine.
Right.
I think he's got Parkinson's. He's got some other stuff going on.
Bless.
I call BS because I was there for his first retirement tour in like '94. It was No More Tours.
You do realize that was like 30 years ago.
I know.
Okay.
But they also said, this is it. He's like, I don't want to be 50 years old out there touring on stage. That's just sad. To be an old man out touring, which is what he said. Those are his words, not mine.
Right.
And that was after the No More Tears record came out. And they billed it as No More Tours, the last tour of Ozzy, because he was going to retire because it would be an old man out touring, because that's just sad.
It is a little.
That's what he said. I'm just quoting Ozzy.
It's only sad
and I went to
if
that.
you look like an old man out on tour.
Which he kind of is
Which
now.
he does when he scoots.
does now.
Because he scoots. There's a lot of old men that are his age that are out there doing it, and they don't look like old men.
Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Moves like Jagger. So we'll see, because, Ozzy's had a lot of retirement tours. Like a lot of these bands, because that's good marketing. Oh, we better go. This will be the last one. Oh, you're coming back next year.
Yeah.
Oh, I spent the money.
Yeah.
I'll spend it again. This might be the last one. So Ozzy officially retiring from touring.
It's like Oprah when she retired.
Yeah.
And she just started a whole nother network.
Yeah. Now he's not retiring from performing.
Right.
Necessarily, but we have had a lot of, in the last year or two or three, a lot of, musical heroes of this last century, have passed on.
Yeah.
So how many more years do you think we got left from some of these? I'd say 10. Maybe 10. Some of them, you're probably not going to have Mick Jagger for 10 more years.
I think it'll transition from the big shows to maybe much smaller venues where they can sit, and if they're guitarists, they can just jam and do like sessions or something like that.
But they're getting pretty old.
Yeah, they are. But
like Paul Stanley is like 70.
But look at B.B. King.
Yeah, that's true.
He was just sitting. with his big belly and just playing Lucille and just
and his diabetes.
But he did it.
He did. He played. He gigged.
He gigged
until he died, literally. And Les Paul's my favorite.
I was going to say Les Paul the same thing.
He's my favorite.
Like 90 something.
He's like 92 or 93 when he passed.
Something like that.
in his 90s, he was still
I guess
playing the little club. It wasn't touring, but
Yeah.
he had at a club in New York and sit there and like, had a club.
It depends on how well they take care of themselves, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going
Look at Betty White.
we're going to see a lot of those 70s and 80s rockers. Their debauchery lifestyle is going to catch up to them, I think, somewhat. You can only abuse so many drugs and alcohol and stuff and for so long before it finally
That's
catches
what I'm saying,
you.
depending on how their health permits. So
10 more years, probably. And then we're going to be stuck with our 90s heroes. Our late 80s and 90s.
It's gonna be like Mariah Carey and NSYNC on tour again.
Right.
Because all men and New Kids on the Block.
Yeah. Slash will still be touring. Slash could be like B.B. King.
Yeah, he could.
He's fitter than B.B. King, though, I would say.
Yeah.
He's pretty fit for a guy. Metallica, I mean, they're how old are they now? They're pushing 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, they creeping. They're knocking on 60's door.
Knocking.
Knocking on 60's door, Metallica guys. So I don't know that.
But even then, I think I can see them going another 15, 20 years.
That's a lot.
It is.
I don't know.
I think it depends on the dynamic of the show. I think that they could totally do it because those guys aren't like they're
sure, but
physically and health wise.
Yeah, but those guitar parts are kind of demanding.
Well, yeah,
it's not like they're just strumming chords.
What I'm saying. It depends on the dynamic of the show.
It's not like it's Johnny Cash chords. Like they're having to do some stuff, right? Playing. So I don't know that we'll get 10 more years of Metallica. It's creeping up on us, but every generation has faced this. Remember,
I can see them being at least 70 and rocking it out.
I think late 60s for sure. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Modern medicine and physiotherapy, stem cell research, all this stuff.
Yeah, who knows?
Bionic arms, $6 million man. Do you have any custom CMGs? All right, returning to the question. That's it for the news. Returning to the question from Brian. Do you have any custom CMGs in the future? I don't have any on deck at the moment. They're like 9 or 10 months backed up.
Yeah, and a lot on their plate.
Yeah, and last time I talked to Chris, which was just a couple of weeks ago, we talk pretty regularly. He was like, hey, by the way, if you want to order something, you might want to do it because we're like 9 months out now. I'm like,
right, it'll be 2024 guitars.
Yeah, so it kind of, which is good. I mean, it's a great problem for them to have. And, I had plans for like a second run limited edition RNA guitar. I couldn't really settle on the specs that I wanted.
It should have been my specs.
Should have been. We should have an Angela Designs. We can do that.
Bing,
but as the delivery date keeps getting pushed back, I'm kind of like, I'm a little less motivated to commit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm committing to a certain amount of money or whatever, and I'm like, well, it's going to be 9 to 10 months.
Right.
A lot can happen in 9 to 10 months. So
we all know.
At the moment, I have an idea for some customs that we want to do. I don't have any customs on order for customers. Like the last 3 or 4 guitars that we had come in were custom orders for customers.
Right.
So I don't have any more of those en route. Now, every now and then they let me know, like Lane will let me know, like if there's a hole pops up in the schedule, like, hey, we had a guitar that was due in whatever month, and whoever ordered it, canceled the order before production started, or something happened, or whatever. An opening comes open in the schedule. He'll call me and go, "Hey, we have an opening in the schedule. You want to get something?" So we'll see what happens. But currently, I do not have any on deck getting built. Yeah. Thank you for the question, Brian. Next question, Big John from Texas. Hashtag Mighty. Hi guys. Favorite superhero is the way cooler Captain America. Captain America and Thor are buddies. I see memes. I saw a meme yesterday about Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans, and then like the way Captain America looks at Thor when he shows up in Wakanda with his new look and his new powers. And he's like, oh. And then the way Thor looks at Captain America when he gets the hammer, and he's like, oh. Like they're buddies. They're buddies. I would like to see a Thor Captain America team up. That would be a great solo movie. They should have had Thor and Cap together. That would have been a much better movie. All right. Villain is, drumroll please, Dr. Doom. On a side note, I gave my daughter Dr. Doom's middle name. So Ryan and Angela, what is your guys' favorite villain?
Ooh.
I was thinking, you gave your daughter, is it Vaughn? Because it's Victor Von Doom. V-O-N, Victor Von Doom.
Yeah.
Maybe he has another middle name. Vaughn would be, is it V-O-N? Or is it V-A-U-G-H-N? Vaughn. That's nice.
That's neat.
That's nice.
That's actually pretty clever.
If she grows up to be a diabolical super villain, Big John, it's gonna be your fault. Angela, what is your favorite villain?
Ooh. Oh gosh, that's hard. There's so many.
But are there any good ones?
Maleficent.
She's not a superhero.
Oh, superhero.
Superhero.
It just says, what is your guys' favorite villain? It doesn't say superhero.
It does, but it's implied that it's a comic book.
Okay, fine. Okay,
Dracula.
Yes.
He's in the comic books, so that counts.
Golly, I'm trying to think between, okay, let's divide it. Let's say.
DC villain.
DC villain, I would have to say.
Cheetah.
No, I don't ever remember her in anything other than a couple of, Wonder Woman conflict type stuff, but not really. Probably the Joker, very generic.
Yeah, that's what everybody knows.
Yeah, or the Riddler. I loved the Riddler. I loved how just ridiculous he was. And, he wasn't really a villain, but he wasn't. Yeah. So it was just kind of, I don't know.
Which movie Riddler or television Riddler?
I don't remember who the actor's name is. I need to figure it out because I should know it. But the Adam West Riddler.
Oh,
I liked him.
Old school.
I loved him growing up. He was just, because whenever he wasn't the Riddler, whenever he was just, and his name just completely.
Not Riddler guy.
Yes, blanked out of my brain, and I can't believe I did it. Anyways, whenever he was, I almost got it. Anyways, whenever he wasn't the Riddler.
Edward Nygma.
Yes, whenever he was.
Edward.
Whenever he wasn't the Riddler, he was just so cute and so fun. And he always played like this kind of like, no, Batman, I'm on your side, And then he would turn into the Riddler and he'd be like, gotcha, I liked him. And of course, Jim Carrey as the Riddler was the best.
I was gonna say, you've been binging the old Adam West stuff. I freaking love Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite Jim Carrey roles. A very low-keyed, no one really talks about it when they named Jim Carrey movies.
The absolute best part of that entire movie was Jim Carrey.
Yes.
That's
hands down.
Yeah, that's a Jim Carrey movie. That's not a Val Kilmer movie.
It's not even a Batman movie.
It's not even a Batman movie. It's just a Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely the best part of that.
Yes, because when he was Edward Nygma, whenever he's watching the circus in his little hideout and he's like laughing and he's spitting the popcorn everywhere and it's just like the best ever. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay, so DC Riddler probably because I just like the Riddler. I love his costume with all the question marks. And then Marvel. Ooh. I really don't know a lot of Marvel bad guys. Because I grew up with DC more than I did with Marvel.
Right. The general from the Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. What's his face?
Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson. Is he really my favorite villain?
Though?
He is.
He kind of is. He's always framing.
He's an antagonist.
He's always saying Spider-Man's a bad dude. So
yeah, he's a villain. He totally is a villain.
J. Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson. Oh my gosh.
Controversial take. I like it. I like it. People are gonna get triggered.
Oh goodness, especially on the movie.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yes.
Villain.
We are farmers.
Supreme. We are farmers.
He did a good job. Yeah.
He really did, actually.
Yeah. Thanos is just too on those.
Nobody knew who Thanos was before the movies.
Right, but even then it's like, was he really a villain?
Magneto?
I was gonna say Magneto. Yes, I was gonna say Magneto.
I mean,
yeah. But even then it's kind of like, is he a villain? Or is he just...
Cobra Commander.
He's not Marvel.
Storm Shadow. You know who my favorite villain is?
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden.
Dun dun dun. The U.S. government.
What? You can't say that.
Yeah. I don't care.
Nice. I like those. I hadn't really thought about it because I don't really pay that much attention to the villains. Joker's kind of like, he's not my favorite. In DC, I don't know.
I liked him in the cartoons though.
Yeah. I don't know who it is.
He's diabolical.
But it's not Joker. It's not Lex Luthor.
No.
Because he's just like, bleh.
Again.
I don't like him. Who's Black Adam? Yeah. I'm not a hero. No, I don't know.
What's that? Was it not Abomination? What is it? The Superman.
Yeah. Yes. Bizarro.
But even then, you feel bad for him because he thinks he was Superman.
Me, I'm Superman. Yeah.
It was heartbreaking. It was
Bizarro.
more like
Felt bad.
Hunchback of Notre Dame, or
Yeah.
The Smallville, when they introduced him on Smallville. Remember that?
No.
You don't remember that? The same guy who plays in The Force Unleashed as the.
Oh yeah.
He was.
He was a Bizarro.
Whenever
he was Abomination.
Was
not
he
Abomination. He was Doomsday.
Doomsday. Okay, that's who it was.
Yeah. He was Doomsday.
Yes. When they introduced him in there, I was like, oh, that was so good. That guy never ages.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. It's pretty good.
Like he's been like the same age since Smallville, like since the 90s.
I think he's 1/4 African American.
He probably is.
Black don't crack. That's how that works. I don't really think about. I can't even think of a DC villain that I'm like, ooh, I like this guy.
Yeah, when he came on the scene, I'm like, whoa, here we go. It's gonna be good. Not really.
And then I was thinking about, well, who's it? And I probably have to go with Xmen because I was much more of an Xmen guy when I was younger. I had a bunch of Xmen comic books. Blob, the Blob.
Yeah.
Magneto's pretty good. You can make a pretty good argument for Magneto because he's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
He's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And powerful and smart and like.
Ian McClellan.
McClellan.
He did such an amazing job.
Yeah.
Like.
I even like the young dude when they did the rebooted stuff.
Oh yeah.
Younger Magneto.
Yeah, he did a great job too.
I liked him. What's his name?
Oh, I can't remember what his name is, but he's been in so many other things. We are so bad at this game.
Yeah, I liked him. I didn't like any of those movies.
No.
There were horrible X-Men movies.
Yes.
But
for the most part.
Him as Magneto.
Right.
Was great.
Yes.
Kind of like he was like the Jim Carrey.
But the dude who played Quicksilver was awesome.
Yeah, Quicksilver
was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
was good. Magneto's hyped on the list. Ultron.
Yeah.
I liked Ultron. James Spader Ultron.
Oh, James Spader.
It was really good.
But James Spader's like James Spader.
Yeah, he's just playing him.
Every single character.
It's more like, who's your favorite villain? James Spader. Blacklist.
Ever since Pretty in Pink, like he's been James Spader.
He was a villain then.
Yeah, he was.
Right?
He was.
I haven't seen the movie. I don't know. But I'm assuming he was the villain.
Hugest crush. Like I was like, forget Andrew McCarthy. James Spader. Huge crush on James Spader.
Dr. Doom's pretty good too. Dr. Doom, I like him, but he's no Magneto. I'll tell you what. Anyways, okay. We way too far on that. Thank you for the detour
what
there.
We like, right?
Big John. All right, next question. Just fun guitar, all the way from England. Hashtag dang it, Thor. Hashtag mighty. Hashtag free Joa Gomes. I don't know what that means. Great episode. New questions. 1, did you know He-Man is in the Bible? 2, when will Texas cede the U.S.? I think it means secede. And 3, have you tried Strandberg guitars since they were taken over by Gibson? All right, first question. Do you know He-Man is in the Bible?
No.
No. I mean, Samson is in the Bible. You can make an argument that Samson is very He-Man-like-ish. Mm-hmm. By the power of Grayskull and by the power of this jawbone of an ass, I'm going to slaughter some Philistines.
Yeah.
He's very strong. Mm-hmm. That's the only. Yeah. That's the only conclusion I'm drawing there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of any other.
I don't know, unless you're talking about like Adam.
Adam Man.
Yeah. I don't know.
Jesus,
I would like to hear your thoughts on that.
Master of the universe.
That's true. Jesus could be that, and Satan could be, Skeletor. I mean,
hey, Prince Adam.
Yeah, he had a sword. I mean, I don't know about the cat, but
Cringer. It's gonna come back on a horse, not on a cringer.
Yes.
You can make an argument for Jesus.
Yeah,
he's the prince, and he's gonna come back.
And Adam, he is the new Adam,
referred to as the second Adam. And he's gonna come back with a sword.
Yeah, and he is the master of the universe.
Master of the universe. I don't know. You have to tell us what you think. All right, when will Texas secede the U.S.? I don't know. That often comes up as an option because of it's theoretically
we could,
when Texas joined the Union back in the day. Because we were an independent nation before joining the United States of America.
Yes.
We were already a republic.
Yes,
Republic
we had our own president and everything.
Yeah, we had our own Congress, our own government. We weren't just some land that they took and turned into America. We were already a country, independent country. So when Texas joined, there is a clause in there somewhere that we reserve the right to refuse service to the United States of America, and we will leave if we want to.
If we want to. And we'll take the South with
And we're taking Oklahoma and New Mexico and definitely Louisiana. I mean, Louisiana would be like, take us with you. Louisiana's like, we coming, y'all going?
I think we take all of the Gulf states with us.
The Navy, the Texas Navy.
Yes.
We'd be patrolling the Gulf of Mexico
and we were like, what, Mexico, I know we've had our rough start, but hey, let's just team up. We'll be all one continent, and let's just, just be.
I don't think it's ever going to happen.
No.
Chris. Theoretically, it could.
It totally could.
And I think we could make it work. I mean, there are countries in the world that are much smaller in population than Texas. And the population of Texas is larger, just people-wise, not geographically. Geographically, we're bigger than a lot of multiple countries put together. But population-wise, we have as many people in Texas as a lot of European countries do. And Australia. I think we have more people than Australia.
The whole
which is crazy.
Continent.
So there's plenty of folks in Texas, and more keep just pouring in every year. So we could make it work.
We could.
It could work.
It could.
I don't know if it will happen, but it could work.
Yep.
Have I tried a Strandberg since they were taken over by Gibson? I didn't realize Gibson bought out Strandberg.
I didn't hear the news.
I have missed that news. And no, I have not. No, I have played a Strandberg before a couple years ago at the Dallas International Guitar Festival, the Dallas Guitar Show. I was walking by a booth of some guys I know, the Guitar Sanctuary in McKinney, Texas. Fancy place. That's your doctor, lawyer, dentist guitar shop.
Yes.
And they carry some fine PRSs and, Mesa Boogies and stuff. And anyway, they had a Strandberg. They was like, oh, there's an actual Strandberg. I want to play one. I've never played one. And I played it for a little bit in their booth there. And it was nice. Out of my budget. Well, for that same money, I would probably not buy a Strandberg. I would buy something else.
Yeah.
But I have not tried one. Have any of you guys tried a Strandberg since Gibson took them over? The question is, where they're being made. I mean, is Gibson taking over the manufacture of them? Because they still have like import Strandbergs.
Yeah.
I would assume they still had some made in Sweden. I'm guessing they did make some, like the expensive ones in Sweden.
Right.
And a lot of the import ones obviously overseas. So are they going to be USA Strandbergs? I'm not a Strandy fan. I mean, not like a mega one. So I don't know. If you guys know, tell us below. And now it's time for comment of the day.
Comment of the day. Comment of the day.
No, it's you gotta re-record the jingle for comment of the day. Make it more.
No, this tune needs.
This tune needs to be mellowed. I'll see what I can do. All right, comment of the day. This is where we on the spot write a little song from viewer comments.
Yeah.
So we take a comment from last week's video.
Something like that.
And on the spot, like, because she literally is now reading it for the first time.
Yep.
And I have not pre-thought out a guitar part. So we're going to write a song on the spot. I am feeling some 2 chords.
Okay.
Some 2 chords. Oop. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Walking Dead, 1369. I was always an Xmen kind of guy. So the Avengers weren't even in my top 10. They weren't even in my top 10.
Oh, that's the end of the song.
That's it. Yeah. When I stop talking, that's usually it. You're just jamming.
I was having fun with these chords.
Yes.
D2, A2,
Very
to
nice.
G6.
Yes.
G6 chord of the day. Go
Awesome.
play a G6 chord. Walking Dead 1369. I was always an X-Men guy, so the Avengers weren't even in my top 10. That relates. Like as a kid, as a young
Same.
comic collector in the 80s and early 90s, I was all about the X-Men.
Yes, I wanted to be Rogue.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean,
She's super awesome.
she was.
You couldn't give me kisses, but
I figure out a way to zap somebody's power in order for me to be able to touch people.
you get somebody's power who has the power to turn off people's powers.
Exactly.
There you go. Smart. I like how that. You're like an evil genius with those line of thinking. Yeah, I didn't have any Avengers comic books.
Yeah.
I had Spider-Man comic books.
Yes, I knew who each Avenger
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
was,
yeah.
especially like Hulk.
Captain America. Hulk, yeah.
Kind of Captain America. Like I didn't really.
Yeah.
He wasn't even on my radar.
I do have
really.
some old
Maybe once in
Spider-Man
a while.
comics from when I was a kid that I actually bought on purpose. And yeah. And X-Men.
Yeah.
So it was like Spider-Man and X-Men for me when I was a kid. Not even Thor.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew who Thor was.
My
but-
first introduction to Thor was the movie Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh.
Yeah, because the youngest sibling of the group that she was babysitting, the little girl, loved Thor. And she had the helmet, she had the hammer, and like she finds this guy later on in the movie that looks like Thor. He looks like, what is it, Beast Hunter or whatever, like an actor who played in the movies. And he like saves her. She's like, oh my gosh, you are real, and she just falls in love with this random stranger who's basically like a construction worker or something like that. But the whole movie, she wears the helmet with the wings.
I've never watched that movie.
That was my first introduction ever to. I was like, what's a Thor? What is that? Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, I knew about the mythology and like read up on mythology
Didn't
stuff,
even
but
know.
not about the comic stuff. So
That was of the devil.
it was of
We didn't
devil.
do that in the Winton household.
No, we didn't worship the dark one.
Yes.
We weren't pagans.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Walking Dead. Comment of the day song. It was an easy choice for me. Thank you. Next question. Matt Hodges. Hashtag Mighty. I'm going to have to say Superman. I remember growing up watching Superman. I love the song you guys came up with. Good show, RNA. So, how many students do you guys have? Thanks for the video. And hashtag KTMA. Yes. We're talking about our favorite superheroes last time. I mean, Superman is, a classic. I mean, nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. I really like Henry Cavill's
Yes.
Superman in Man of Steel.
Yes.
I liked him a lot.
Yes.
There were things I didn't like about the movie and things I didn't like they did about the character. Like, oh, he gets his powers from the atmosphere. It's like, that's not how it works. It's from the sun. But anyways, I liked him a lot
I did
as a
too.
Superman.
He was
Like,
great. He still is.
As a Clark Kent. I like Henry Cavill a lot.
Yeah.
He's
a great guy.
nice. He's a nice guy. He's a nice fella.
Yeah.
Anyways, how many students do we have?
I believe we're right about 52 students. So
Okay. We added a couple of this last week.
yes, I was just trying to think. Yeah, I was trying to think because we've added a few and we have a few that are about to sign on. So we have a little over 50.
It hovers between 50 and 60. Anywhere in the mid 50s. I think what's the most we've ever had in 1 month?
I think like 64, something like that. 64.
That's the record.
Mm-hmm.
That's the record. We got to get to 65.
We do. Here we go. Let's do this.
Yeah. So between the two of us, it's,
yeah.
You know, 50 to 60 has been kind of the norm for a while now.
Yeah.
A couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So generally, I have about
30.
I'll have 30, 35-ish, and you'll have like
20 to 25.
Yeah, and it is literally just the two of us. So it is, again, like a legit mom and pop shop. It's me and her.
Yeah.
There's no other employees. There's no other teachers. You know, it's legit. It is legit us.
Yep.
So, yeah. There you go. Thank you for the question, Matt. Great question. We stay pretty busy. Like,
yes.
About 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I start teaching. And usually from 2 o'clock straight to 7 o'clock, it's nonstop teaching. I generally don't have any breaks in my day as soon as the lessons show up.
Yep.
So, all right, thank you for the question. And final question, Jeremy, the surfing alien, will you be acquiring one of the new EU master-built Solar guitars? What's your thought on these? Ooh, so the European Masterworks Solars. Well, no, because Ola posted a video this morning to his members group. If you're a channel member, you get special videos only for the elite cool people, which I just happen to be in that group.
Whatever.
I'm just cool like that. Whatever.
Oh, it's me right there, Ryan. Oh, Ola England VIP. Very intelligent person. I would say so.
Anyway, in all of the X series, which are like the Dimebag Darrell looking guitars, they built 10 of them and they're all sold. He's like, and they're all sold out. So they made 10 of those dudes, and those are all sold. And that'd be the one I'm interested in. There, I don't know if they were gonna make. Well, I guess he showed a picture of like they had like a Super Strat style that he had made for himself. It was like his birthday gift to himself when he turned 40, was to have a master built by, you know, I think they're made in France.
Okay.
By a master luthier, build like and it says Solar. It's just built by this guy.
Right.
And then that was the idea. He thought he was going to get one for himself, because hitting 40 is a pretty big deal.
It is. It is.
And you know, you get a prize if you make it to 40.
I mean,
and
in today's world, yeah.
he thought, but it turned out so good. He thought, I wonder if we can make some of these, and if people would buy them, because they're expensive. They're like $3,300.
Nice.
And people were like, oh man, no way, who's going to buy that? It's like, well, 10 people bought them. And what's interesting is, like, I mean, they had them made and built already, ready to go, and they're already being built before they ever announced it.
Oh wow, yeah.
And then they sold out like that, which is funny because there's another European brand who has been trying to build guitars in Europe, and it keeps not happening for them.
Yeah.
And their shops they work with keep closing it because they'll announce it and then it all falls apart.
That stinks.
And Ola already had the guitars being built and then announced it and they stopped. So that's like a short run, but that's pretty good.
It is.
I mean,
good for him. That's
for the
awesome.
for the thousands and thousands or hundreds of thousands, almost 1 million people subscribe to his channel. Surely you could get 10 dudes that would drop, you know, over $3,000 for a guitar. That's not that big of a stretch,
right?
Honestly,
right?
Because there are people all day long who buy $3,000 guitars. PRS makes a lot. Gibson, Fender,
right?
So I wouldn't have bought one for that much money personally, because that's a lot of money. I have, you know, there's something else I would buy first before I bought that. They're European made Masterworks guitar. I would have a USA custom shop guitar built for myself first before I got one of those.
Awesome.
Because I know some guys who can build that level or better guitars, and
right.
I could have something like that made for myself is what I would do. But good for him. I'm excited. I have been eyeballing Solar guitars for a long time. Just keep looking at them. I'm like, kind of like that. Kind of like that. A little gun shy on the YouTuber guitar companies, though. You know, having been through some things.
Yeah.
But I freaking like Ola a lot.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
So I think that's
genuine.
I think it's two different stories.
Yeah.
Ola and his guitar company and the other company.
Yeah.
I think it's two completely different things. So But I have been tempted to get one of their import models. But all right. Thank you, Jeremy. Great question. And that's the final question.
Woohoo!
So excited. We made it
We did it.
to the end.
Yes.
And,
Before we open.
oh yeah,
The time to
we still have
spare.
30 minutes before the shop opens. So
Yay.
excited.
Mhm.
Thursday morning, we're recording. This is our new thing. We're trying to do
Yes.
this Thursday mornings
Yes.
instead of Thursday nights.
Yes. We had my
By the time-
breakfast.
By the
Yeah.
time we finish working all day Thursday, then it's like, oh, let's set up the lights and the camera and record. I'm like,
Lights, camera, action.
so tired. But anyway, if you watch this whole thing, it's time for secret hashtag a day. And if you watch this entire video from beginning to end, you're amazing and legendary and a mutant, basically.
Apparently.
And if you don't, if you've thought about it, just if you got your phone and you just want to, like, you know, push play, just set your phone down while you're mowing the yard or something.
Just walk away.
And just let it run.
Don't listen to anything we
For
have to-
for the run times, that kind of helps us out a lot. So if you just think about it and, you know, you want to do us a little favor, you can do that or buy a t-shirt. But if you do watch this whole thing from beginning to end, you're a legend. We have a little game, secret hashtag a day. It's super secret hashtag is hashtag Magneto.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good
What
one.
were you gonna say?
I was gonna say something about Xmen.
Hashtag Magneto. It just seems right.
There you go.
Hashtag Magneto with your comment or question for next week, and we'll know you're a legend and you made it to the end of the video. And everyone else who's a legend will also know you're a super legend. Y'all
That's right.
all know each other, just like all the superheroes know each other.
That's true.
And they also know all the other supervillains. They all know each other.
Mhm.
And you're super. So, all right. Thank you guys so much. Leave a question and comments for next week, please. And we'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
Music needs you.
You need the music.
And we need to keep it alive for the next generation
That's right.
of mutant musicians.
Da-da-da.
Da-da-da.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Na-na-na-na-na.
Na-na.
Na-na.
Hey.
Yeah,
that was
so
good.
excited.
So excited. Ooh.
See, it's not nap time.
Big yawns.
It's time to go to work.
Yeah. Work time.
Or get some snacky snacks.
Mhm.